It's Sunday afternoon, about 3:10 o'clock when I hit record on this. Just so you know what time I'm making this for your own reference point, it is Sunday the 14th of September. I'm Joey Only Caribou Weather Dude here in Wells, British Columbia, 3,953 feet above sea level. Good news today, there's been a downturn in fire activity finally in the Chilcotin today. We'll talk about that, although the weather is going to warm up a little bit this week, so we could see a few smokes wake up out there over the course of the week. It's not going to cool off much, although today is a down day, and we'll be thankful for every one of them we get. All right, it's the show time. Let's go.
There it is.
This is bad news.
My God.
Well, not right now. Anything could happen.
Get on! Wow.
I'll watch the video later. Hey, try mopping this. And just got to do that annoying thing and say hit like, share, and subscribe. I've seen a bit of a downturn in my viewings on YouTube lately and would appreciate any amount of help getting that algorithm up, getting people coming, telling people, hey, have you heard of Joey Only Caribou Weather Dude? This episode today is brought to you by Soda Creek Corn, the good people there. Do you know where Soda Creek Corn is? It's on Highway 97 as you're making your way between Quesnel and Williams Lake, close to Williams Lake side. And they have more than just world-class, excellent corn there. They do. They have vegetables of all kinds. Very nice people, very considerate people who have been using my forecast to help improve their farming. So thank you very much for the gift, Soda Creek Corn. See you. Appreciate you. Thank you. And I'm hoping this week I can get down there still and shoot an actual video and cover the farm and put that on the channel right here. So stay tuned. We're probably going to have some Soda Creek Corn footage at some point in the next week or so. Okay, to the show. Let's go. Okay, table one, looking at fire activity today in British Columbia. Today in British Columbia, you can see there's a lot of white dots out here, yellow dots or whatever, out in the Chilcotin. And that's where some of the burning was still going on last night and has calmed down. There's no new activity really in terms of like major heat signatures going on. The Chilcotin today, things have calmed down a fair bit because of, well, like I said, there was an atmospheric river that was up in the Gulf of Alaska here and made its way on down this week, and now it's pushed up and through, and it's made a lot of cloud cover. It's made with conditions windier yesterday, which temporarily pushed fire behavior again to stand right up yesterday. Look at this guy down here by Quesnel Lake and Horsefly Lake. They are still burning pretty good down there. They're kind of out in the middle of the wilderness, though, so I don't even know if people are working on that one or not. Other than that, fire activity just a tad in Alberta, and not even much in the Northwest Territories where it's cool right off down there. Thankfully, we are coming to the end for a lot of Canada, the fire season. There's still some burn days left in BC, I'm sure, but we are getting through to the other side, my friends. Don't forgive me, my satellite image here is being a little janky today, and that's got more to do with my computer, I think, than it does the mapping. For some reason, I put too much data on here, and it's like, this is tough. As you can see, there's a line of moisture and garbage and nonsense that's moving across through the Dakotas. It's made for a big wedge tornado there today. We are expecting to see some of that severe energy make its way into southern Manitoba, although there's no watches on the board yet. We'll see how strong some of those storms get. If they can make it over the border tonight, probably will. There is a bit of a severe watch on in southern Saskatchewan right now. Okay, I'm going to talk you through what else we're seeing as we go to the west coast here. So, bam, here's this morning. As you can see, here's the tail end of our last mid-latitude cyclone making its way up into the Chilcotin. What you notice here in this image is, you can see the smoke. You can see the smoke right there coming off. There's the smoke torching up, and then watch the weather change. And it just gets devoured by this cloud. Hopefully a bit of rain, humid air, and lower temperatures. Hopefully some of those fires have taken some rain. They're outside of radar range, a lot of them, so it's hard for me to verify, even in my own watching here, whether they were taking rain or not. But there's people who know better, and they work in BC Wildfire Service or Environment Canada, and you're here. Now what we have over here is the next mid-latitude cyclone about to go. You can see this little area low pressure here expand out. You can see the cool air come in behind and feed it. Look at this, starting to wrap right around nicely, and you can see the warm, moist air. Looks like another risk of an atmospheric river somewhere up this Alaska Panhandle again later this week. But we have this area of high pressure here that's going to help make things a little bit nicer again this week as well. You can see, too, the motion of these lows, because they go counterclockwise, is it's going to help draw warm air into BC this week. as it does so. And today's fire danger on BC Wildfire Service map really reflects what's just happened. You can see how green everything suddenly is for fire danger. Now, this doesn't mean that there still isn't drought situation there. This is just fire danger itself, which is like, what's today's danger of fires really doing something crazy? And they're saying, well, because of that cloud cover and the cool weather and moisture and whatnot, a lot of these areas, including areas where our target fires have been, are in decreased conditions for active burning. I would say that there's a few spots still that are in the red in BC, and we have, of course, a large orange section through eastern BC, which hasn't taken any of the benefit from this rain that's been going on in the western side of the province. We haven't seen any here in Wells, for example. We're too far to the east. So here we are now at 3:17 in the afternoon. You can see that high pressure blob I was talking about. That's kind of in below our projected low. You can see how our projected low right now more or less looks. We could look at satellite right here and get a clear picture of it as well. I shouldn't have hit that. It's going to take forever. There it is. Then you can see just some of the idea of what's going on. You can see some of the cloud cover over British Columbia right now. We can go to visible, have a look at it like so. Just give it a nice picture of what we're looking at. Wind has been a bit of a problem in some places, although it's starting to die down. And we are seeing temperatures in, mid-teens, a little bit higher in some places. Kamloops at 23, a little bit warmer. Some places reaching into the 20s, but really we're at what I would say is seasonal, normal weather today, normal values. Not quite so for us, southern Alberta, 29s over there. Very warm in southern Saskatchewan still, even close to the Winnipeg border, pretty warm, where a lot of those thunderstorms are going to be coming through. We can even see, again, where are those thunderstorms right now? They are, there's a big one just in the southeast corner of Saskatchewan and Manitoba. That's a big bunch of, and you can see some of those storms are really jacked. Okay, so where are we going this week, Joey? So by tonight, you're going to see those thunderstorms having made their way through some of Manitoba. Some of that will be going on. I know Mike in Winnipeg's hoping to see them fire a little bit further east, so he's close to them. Large low pressure kind of building in the middle of the prairie. BC starting to see some clearing, although we have the next low off the shore that at some point is going to be an influencing factor this week. Watch that low come aboard on Monday. There you go, up into the Panhandle, hitting up there, Haudegui, taking big wind, taking big rain on Monday. Going to be messy for you, Scotty, if you're out there logging. Sorry, your wet season has begun on Haudegui. There's going to be more of this coming. Ontario seeing thunderstorms in the afternoon in that western section. Very warm in a lot of places. 20s, 24 in Saskatchewan, 20s in Edmonton, 20s in BC in the afternoon. Warm day, clearing day, maybe a risk of thunderstorms. Weak as it is in southeastern corner of BC on Monday. As we head into nighttime, you see there's that high pressure establishing itself. It's not letting our moisture in. Unfortunately for everyone who needs moisture, that block's going to be there in place as we come into the morning on Tuesday. Temperatures bumping up a little higher now. We're talking mid-20s, maybe even high 20s for some places, probably low 20s for a lot of you if you get any further north than Williams Lake. And even Watson Lake seeing 16, some snow up in that, where the St. Elias Mountains are, essentially there near Haines Junction in the Yukon Territory. See the low is very big. Haudegui taking a lot of rain on Tuesday still, maybe not quite as extreme as it was. Things not so bad in the prairies on Tuesday night. Nice weather this week for a lot of us, really. A slight risk of some rain in northern BC on Wednesday, sure. Vernon up to 27 degrees, very warm. Are we going to see any record-breaking temperatures this week? I don't think so. That's not what I'm anticipating to be forecasting for, but I think that as things dry out, we do have a chance that some of these fires could still wake back up. And as you can see, that big low pressure system has not been allowed to come ashore from the high. So we have that pattern is out there, but now we got this blocking system that's going to make it harder for it. And bam, there it goes straight back up in the Panhandle again. Haudegui taking a little bit there Friday morning. And then by Friday afternoon, we're still looking pretty dry most of BC. Pretty dry week ahead for your work week. Pretty good temperatures. Lots of mid to low 20s in the province, especially near the U.S. border where she goes warmer. It looks like Haudegui, though, not going to be so lucky. You're going to have a pretty wet week there. And then by the weekend, we won't go that really into the weekend because that's kind of it's getting too far away, we're guessing, but we're still seeing heavy rain up that north coast, North Vancouver Island, bit of rain in northern BC, looking good, still Vernon at 28, still staying slightly above seasonal into next weekend. That's more or less where we're going right now with our weather friends. make sure you keep coming on by and help the Caribou Weather Guy out by becoming a channel member if you'd like to. You know, I'm always looking for some donations to keep this whole project going. You know, it's like I do have a list of things I'm going to need to do in the next 2 years, which includes, you know, probably replacing a computer or making a serious upgrade to the one I have. There's a lot of cost. It's cost me a lot to do this, but I haven't had to do it alone. A lot of these, you know, the microphone I have here comes from our good friend in Prince George, Derek. You know, we have so many of the things that I'm using here. Currently, I'm using because of all the community support. So that's what keeps me going. That's what makes me wake up and say, you know what, I got to do this because people have supported me. They've put me in a position to succeed and do this. Therefore, I can't let them down no more. Okay, everybody, we'll talk to you tomorrow morning probably. That's the show for this afternoon. Bye now.